Welcome! Today we're going to share tips for making your own video. There is a good chance that your video will be seen by people other than your teacher and classmates. With this in mind, here are some things to consider. Many schools around the country have camera and editing equipment available for student use. However, if this option is not available, you can easily make a wonderful video on something as simple as an iPhone or smartphone. In either case, here are some technical things to remember. It's important to make sure your phone has enough storage space before you start filming. It would be a bummer if you ran out of space before you finished. Make sure you find a quiet place to film so background noise isn't distracting, as it could take away from the focus of your video. Turn off the notification function by switching on airplane mode so recording is not interrupted and does not accidentally stop. If you can, use a tripod to ensure stability of the camera. Try to find a well-lit place. It is important that your subject is easily seen in an area that is not too dark. You want to make sure your audience can clearly see your subject. Having access to a microphone could be useful to ensure the clear quality of what is being said on screen. However, if you do not have this available to you, you can still have excellent sound. Just make sure the speaker is speaking clearly and loudly. It is important to remember to film horizontally and not vertically. Otherwise, your video will not be able to be viewed correctly on the television. An easy way to remember this is, when you are recording, make sure the direction of your screen matches your TV. Finally, if you are filming on your phone, do not use the zoom. If you do, your video will become pixelated and grainy. This will make it difficult to see it when it is on the big screen. In addition to these technical tips, here are some cinematic rules of thumb to follow when composing your shots before you hit record. Rule of thirds. Imagine there are two lines horizontally and vertically across your screen, almost like a tic-tac-toe board. This will help you compose your shot. Shots are more exciting when the subject isn't in the middle of the screen. By placing your subject on one of these lines instead, your video will look more appealing. Balancing elements. Though the rule of thirds is important to remember, it can also throw your shots off balance. Make sure you balance each shot by using an object or subject of lesser importance to fill the empty space. Leading lines. Our eyes are naturally drawn to the lines of a photo. This has a big impact on the composition on your shots. Before you hit the record button, be aware of where the lines in the shots are leading. In most cases, make sure they are leading to your subject. Viewpoint. Before you start filming, think about where you want to shoot from. Imagine that the lens of the camera is someone who is watching what you are shooting. If someone was at a beach, is this the best angle to see the sunset from? Is there a different place that I could see it better? Also, think about whether or not an eye-level angle is the best one. Potentially, you could stand on a higher surface and angle the camera down to create more of a bird's eye view of a beach, or lay on the ground and shoot up to see more of the sky rather than the ocean. Take a moment to consider all your options. Background. Remember that everything the camera sees, the audience sees. If the background is too busy, it'll take away focus from your subject. You don't want audiences looking at all the patterns and colors in the background instead of the main subject you want them to focus on. Keep background simple to make sure this does not happen. Create depth. Creating depth makes your shots more exciting if done correctly. To do this, make sure there are subjects in your foreground, middle ground, and background. This will give the appearance of dimension to something that is viewed as two-dimensional on screen. Framing. Finally, the world is filled with natural frames, such as trees and archways. These are useful to draw focus to your subject. Filmmaking isn't as difficult as it may seem. This is your opportunity to be creative and create a work of art. Have fun with this. There are endless possibilities for what you can create. We hope that these tips will help you get started. We can't wait to see all your unique videos.